Hi, and welcome to Therapy Explained. My name is Deniss. I'm the therapist of color for people of color and your very own mental health cheerleader. I post videos about all things mental health because I believe that mental health information should be free and accessible to everyone. If you agree and would like to help spread the word, make sure to subscribe and share this video. Every video also comes with its own cheat sheet that I make available to you on Instagram. So to get yours, make sure that you're following me there at Talk Therapy. That's TOC Therapy, because after all, I am the therapist of color. Today's video is about parents, how they help us, how they hurt us, and how to heal our parental wounds. So let's jump to it. Number one, you want to start to give yourself some time to grieve. And by this, I mean that parent that you wish that you had, that parent that you deserved to have. Grieve that parent. Learn to accept that that is not who they are, and that is not who you got as a parent. The grieving process alone can be lengthy, can be painful, and can be difficult. It is best done with the support of a therapist who again can learn to know you, your patterns, can help you develop coping skills, self-regulation skills, and can help you develop a safe space for this processing. Now, I know that the reason that you're here might be because you don't have access to mental health support. So let's keep going throughout this list to help you get started on this process. But if you can, I highly encourage you to seek out a therapist that you'll be able to afford to help you with this process. I know that I also mentioned this grieving in terms of the parent that you wish that you had had. This doesn't mean that the parent that you do have and your current parents have to be dead. Whether or not they're alive, this grieving process still needs to happen for you. Because that parent, again, that you wish you had had doesn't exist. But you did have hopes and you did have an attachment based on this parent that you deserve to have and that you wish to have had. So do this grieving process and allow yourself to have it. From there, we want to slowly learn to forgive. Now, this one can also be really challenging. Learning to forgive requires for us to build empathy for our parents. We want to learn that they are also human beings. And because they're humans, they're flawed, they hurt us, they disappoint us, and they make mistakes. They may have also done really wonderful things for us. There might have been moments throughout our childhood where we did feel loved and where we did feel supported, and we want to learn to accept both of these parts of our parents as one. Because again, they are whole beings who've made mistakes, but who may have also gifted us some moments of happiness or times of happiness. So part of the forgiveness comes with understanding you're a human being, you tried your best. Unfortunately, your best wasn't always the best for me. And I can forgive that. I can let that go. Particularly if you are hoping to build a relationship with the parent that you currently have. This is really important because we don't want to hold on to things that have hurt us. Part of this forgiving can also happen just internally for yourself if you're not interested in developing a relationship with the parent that you have. This forgiveness is not for them, so you don't really need them for this process. You don't really need them for any of this process because all of it is for you. Your mental health journey overall, not just in this topic but in everything, is for you. Not for anyone else's benefit, but for you. I also want to mention before we move on that as we're learning to forgive our parents and understand that their traumas, their experiences, their mental illness or immigration status, whatever it was that served as a barrier to allow them to be present for us or to be that parent that we wanted from them, none of that is a reflection on us. Their inability to show up for us, their disappointments and mistakes that they've made isn't a reflection on our lovability or our value. We want to also start to tell that to ourselves, that their shortcomings have nothing to do with us and that it is mostly about them. And by this, again, I mean that their experiences shape them. Our parents can't show us love, can't be there emotionally present for us, can't learn to or help us learn to manage our feelings or to process our feelings, can't be affectionate with us if their parents weren't that way with them. They can't teach us or give us what they didn't learn. So this is part of that forgiveness process. Again, these two, the grief and the forgiveness, are big processes on themselves. But if you've been able to do these two, the next part is learning to reparent yourself. Again, we don't actually need our parents for any of this process, and you can do this for yourself. Learning to reparent yourself means that you are learning to validate and love yourself. Learning to give yourself everything that you deserve to have had as a child and everything that you would have needed as a child, as well as a grown-up. Part of the validation process comes with having really healthy boundaries and communication skills. Knowing what your boundaries are and what your emotional needs are, communicating them to the other person or other people in your life, and holding them accountable for them and holding yourself accountable for these boundaries. That's how you validate that part of yourself. That's how you validate your feelings, by being able to say, I hear you, I hear that this is what you need, this is what I need to feel safe, and I'm going to give that to myself. It also comes with self-care. And by self-care, yes, I mean the basics, like sleeping enough, eating enough, giving your body nourishing food, going outside, spending time with friends. All of this is good for you. These are all basic needs. This is all self-care, but it also comes with learning to say no, with having moments of rest, of peace. All of that comes as self-care. All of that will be a form of self-love that you should have received, and love that you should have received from your parents. And this is how you do that part. For something a little bit more engaging, I actually like to assign a letter. Writing a letter to your younger self, and this is similar to the inner child work, which if you're interested in doing, make sure to check out this video above so that you can do a little bit of that inner child work and further support your healing of the parental wounds. But basically, this is writing a letter to your younger self that you feel you would have needed or required back then. If you had a parent that wasn't emotionally present for you, learning to, again, validate for that child all of the things that you wish your parent would have validated for you. Saying things like, I understand that this was hurtful, that this was sad. You deserved better than what you received. It can also come at like writing a letter to your parent and expressing to them everything that they hurt, everything that they did that was hurtful to you. And again, this isn't something that you have to give to them. This is all for you. Again, this process is for you and not for them, not for anyone's benefit. So you don't actually need your parent in order to be able to heal some of these wounds. I apologize for the leaf blower. And lastly, taking care of yourself also looks like using coping skills. So learning how to self-soothe in the way that your parents should have taught you how to self-soothe. Like your parent holding you, making you feel better when you're scared or when you get hurt. Doing that for yourself now. Learning to validate your own emotions, learning to self-soothe, like again, doing some reading, taking a bath, doing meditation, journaling, a lot of this stuff, again, that shows yourself some love, that helps your body feel safe, that helps your emotions feel soothed. That again should have been the job of a parent back when you were younger. So learning to use coping skills can also be part of this process of reparenting yourself and becoming that parent that you deserved back when you were a child. So let's review before we go. Number one, the grieving process is a long one and is best done with the support of a mental health professional. If you would like to get some of this process started on your own, remember to allow yourself to grieve the parent that you wish you had had. Again, it doesn't matter whether your parent is currently in your life or not, or whether or not they are alive. This process is for you, not for them. So the grieving is of the parent that you wish you had had. After that comes forgiveness. Learning to forgive your parent for all their shortcomings, for their disappointments and pain that they caused you. And again, this is for you. This is not for their benefit. You don't actually have to reach out to the parent and say, I forgive you, if it isn't part of your process. If it is something that you want to do, you absolutely can, but it is not necessary. Again, the journey is yours. And then lastly, learn to reparent yourself by doing things like validating yourself, by having healthy boundaries, by communicating them to other people, learning to self-soothe by using good, healthy coping skills, and meeting your basic needs like sleep and eating, but also by taking care of your body, like nourishing very healthily, giving it the time that it needs to rest, going out and spending time with people, and re-energizing yourself by having a healthy support system and healthy activities that you engage in. Progress does take practice, so if you do put any of these tools and tips into practice, please make sure to let me know by commenting down below. I would like to hear what your journey has been. If there's anything that's helped you, or if there are any questions or requests for future topics of videos, please leave them down for me below. Or you can also make sure that you're following me on Instagram so you can DM me, or watch out for that sticker where I do ask for requests for videos. Speaking of Instagram, your cheat sheet is already available to you on there, so please make sure to hop on over there. But before you do, give this video a like if you found it helpful, interesting, or if you learned something. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember, I'm cheering for you.